This is Bishop Turner. We're here talking about the killings that's happening over America. I got Brother Field here, all the way from Florida, and all the way California, around the country. He's a traveler. And I got Reverend Baailey here. Reverend Baailey, what's the name of your church, Reverend Baailey?
True Church Missionary
True
Baptist.
Church Missionary Baptist. I'm with the Seed of Abraham and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Nonviolent Movement. And we're talking about the killings in Texas, Minnesota, and also the killings that happened in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Where will stop and what will take to stop? Now, what happened in St. Paul, Minnesota? Both killings was murder. It was a modern day lynching that's been going on. But we want to get to the point of how do we stop the killings? Law enforcement, right now the record said 500 people been killed by police. 500 been killed by police in America. And that's the serious part. Now we're asking what need to be done to stop it. What I want to say, Brother Field, to you, I feel community policing, that if the police cannot do their job and they're afraid, we need to bring community policing. That means the government need to give block clubs some money in Baton Rouge, Chicago, and in New York, where we can police our own self, stop the killing, save the babies. Innocent women and children being shot and killed, black and white, all over the country, being shot and killed, and we need to know how to stop it. And I feel community policing would be the way to stop the killing. And one of the things I want to say, that this is 2016, and it's election year, the Republicans and the Democrats, and neither one of them really talked about the violence that's taking place in America. They're not talking about the violence that's taking place around this country. So what do you say, Brother Field? Come right here and tell me what you think about the violence that's going on in this country.
Explain one thing to me. What are you doing now?
Well, right now, we're trying to get people together, talking about it, see what we can do to stop the killing. The boy in Minnesota was murdered by 2 officers, and the boy in Baton Rouge, he was handcuffed and laid down, and we've seen it on video. We've seen it. So we want to know what we do to stop the kind of killing that's going on in our country with our children.
First of all, you got to get to these drugs.
You think the drugs is the cause of it?
I think the drugs are the major problem.
Drugs and guns.
And guns.
Okay.
And we need to elect officials who let that stuff come into this country.
So you're saying that we need to get politicians that's going to stop the flow of drugs and guns in America?
Yes, that's one of the things.
That's one of the things. Now, what the community need to do to stop that? What kind of program we need to stop the legal guns coming in the neighborhood and the drugs that's flowing through New York, Chicago, Arkansas, Mississippi, throughout the country? What do we need to do to stop it?
You got to stop these politicians from letting that stuff happen.
Okay.
You got to find some kind of way how we can go about electing officials who can get behind it, slow it down. I don't think you can stop it.
Because it's too much money and too many nations involved.
There's too much money involved, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think we can stop it.
Okay. I want to thank you there, Brother Field. Now, your name is Field Dozier.
That's
This
correct.
is Brother Dozier, all the way from Florida, Chicago, and across this country. And to the Dozier family, God bless you. Now, what's your father's name?
Same as mine.
Dozier, you junior.
I'm a junior.
Okay, this is Brother Dozier. His father's passed, but he's still carrying on. Now, I want to go back, and I want to bring this to you today. This is Bishop Turner from the Dr. King Movement, and I'm here with Reverend Baailey. And my thing, Reverend Baailey, before I bring you on, I'm talking about how to bring peace in America. How to bring, number one, I feel that the veterans that coming back from these wars need to have some jobs. They need mental, they need to go to a doctor, they need to see, because there's too much of killing going on. Is people come back from Afghanistan, come back from Vietnam, come back, and they haven't seen a doctor. And we have no, they're sleeping on the bridges. They have nowhere to stay. These are our young men that fought and died over in Vietnam, Korea, Afghanistan, black and white. They come back, they can't get medical treatment. And now, from the police standpoint point of view, if you're a police officer and you're scared to serve and protect, you need to get off the force. And I want to say this, Baailey, those polices that's hiding for others, they're not right. If I'm an officer, you an officer, if you're doing wrong, I need to tell somebody. You need to let somebody know I'm doing wrong. Now, I'm going to Reverend Baailey here from Chicago, and Reverend Baailey going to give the law and what's going on with the law. Okay, Reverend Baailey, you can get on.
Good morning, America. Reverend A.J. Baailey, Pastor of True Church Missionary Baptist. In the wake of recent events that have been taking place for the last few weeks and months, we're finding everyone is asking the question, how do we stop the killing, and how do we stop so much of this stuff that is going on? Not only am I a minister, I was a former law enforcement officer, been retired now 22 years. But I want to explain to you, first of all, the phases of the law. There are 3 phases of the law. The police investigate and apprehend. That's within our communities. And then after investigating and apprehend, the courts carry out the adjudication of the charges. And then the courts adjudicate, and then the 3rd phase of the law is the correctional systems in the jails, which carry out the mandates of the court. Mm-hmm. And I find that while the correctional departments, the courts and the jails and the police trying to get a handle on so much of this, what is going on today, and they are talking about the police need more training all kind of ways. And I've asked this question quite a bit on the streets, and I find out that the only solution that I can think of, and the answer is this. First of all, we're treating the results of a lot of things that are going on, and we're not getting to the cause and the roots of a lot of these problems.
That's right.
Now, what I find out is this. I remember so many years ago, back in 1960, when I became a law enforcement officer, I had to take a civil service exam. And when I took the civil service exam, I passed the civil service exam. Then I had to take an oral exam, where you had to go before a board, a panel board or a committee, and you ask certain questions, you know what I mean, about oral exam on the questions of the particular job that you were seeking. And now, after you had to take the oral exam, we had to go before a psychologist. Mm-hmm. I don't see these things happening much anymore in our communities and on our forces and in our cities, where one would have to go before a psychologist before he could get the job. After he took, I don't care how smart you are, how much knowledge you have, and how much you know, the psychologist was the one that had to approve you for the position that you were seeking.
In the police department.
In the police department. Now, I know questions was asked, and I know it might sound crazy too. Some of the questions that was asked me, they sounded kind of crazy. Psychologists asked me, why do you want this particular job? I said, well, it was the ends to a means for taking care of my family and supporting my family. He said, well, you know, a gun comes with the job. I said, well, if a gun comes with the job, it just comes with the job. But that's not why I was seeking the job. I'm seeking a better life for my family. And the next question, the next gentleman behind me, that he was asked a question, and they asked him, why did he want the job? He said he wanted the job to carry a gun and a badge. And
well, he didn't make it.
No, the psychologist told him, I don't think, no, he's not conducive for this kind of work. Because if that's his main sole purpose for coming to get the job to carry a gun and a badge, we know what's going to happen when you put him on the street. Well, so what I'm saying is this. What I am saying is this. When you talk about training, it's hard to train. You can take some people out of the country, but you can't take the country out of them. Mm-hmm. So with some of them smarts the way they are, no matter how much training you give them, it necessarily won't happen, because, first of all, his mindset and his mentality won't permit it. Now, what I'm saying is this. We wonder why so many of these things are happening on the police force and so forth, is because if a guy got a mindset that I'm just going to go out and just take people out, what can you do with him? See, now one thing about it, no matter how much training you get, how much book learning they might try to teach you, there's one factor that they always miss, and that's the X factor. Mm-hmm. And the X factor is the human factor. The human factor. No matter how much book learning someone might train you and tell you about a certain situation, the way it's supposed to go, when that situation comes up, you don't know what the X factor might do. He might run, and then again, he might be a hero. But you don't know. We do not know. Because the X factor is always there. And no matter how much we program into so-called programs and machines, remember one thing, a human being had to put it in there to begin with. Now, what I'm saying is this. When we talk about training, now, we wonder why our kids, that's part of the problem. In other words, when the psychologist said no, he meant no. That means this is why we got the problem that we got now, because so many are on the force that shouldn't have never been on the force to begin with.
That's right.
They shouldn't have never even been hired. And if they were hired, that's part of the problem. And if you ain't a part of the solution, you are the problem. You are the problem, because they should have never been. And some of them got the mentality they just got one step above a gangbanger themselves. That's what I'm saying. And this is why we got the problem that we got. Now we wonder why our children are doing what they're doing because of an unfair system. And that unfair system is this. Justice. They want justice, but what they're doing is seeking revenge. It's not. There's a difference in justice and revenge. There's justice, and then there's injustice, and then there's revenge. Injustice is perpetrated at the beginning when something go down, and then it's not fair in the way that the situation has been handled. Now, then they say, well, we want justice. A mother's crying, her child is laying in the streets is running with blood of whatever her relative is, and no one seems to be doing nothing about it. It's reported to the police, and then the police say, well, we'll look into it, and they go home, and then they say, well, it's just another black man that died. And here's what the problem. Then we wonder why the kids have gone off like they have gone off. Is because they said, well, if the police won't handle it, we'll handle it ourselves. And this is why street justice. This is why we got this, you kill my dog, I kill your cat. And this thing is just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And the scripture doesn't lie. Whatever man sowed, that shall he also reap. And we know this.
Divine law and karma.
Divine law. And God's eyes are every place, beholding the good and the evil. And he knows what's going on. A lot of people think God is asleep. They think he's not on the throne anymore, but God sees. And if we just take it to him, as he has said, if my people that are called by my name would humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked way, then he will be a God, and he will hear from heaven. He will forgive our sins, and he will heal the land, not us. And he is the only one, I believe, that can stop this stuff. We're looking for the solutions and the answer to stopping a lot of this mess. It's time for praying time.
Well, I want to say this, Reverend. I feel that we need laws to understand people, and we need doors to open up. Now, I had Brother Dozier to have something to say, and I want another friend of ours that's been down in Mississippi to have something to say. And he's a businessman, and we want him to come over and have something to say. Brother, yeah, I want you to have something to say about what you think about the killings that are going on in the community. Just tell us what you think.
I am not going to have anything going.
Okay.
I don't want to go on that.
Huh?
Move your car over because they working right there and your car is in the way. You need to move it over.
My car?
No.
Oh, man. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh,
Okay. One of my things is, as I speak to the people, what I'm saying to people that we have to do something about the crime in our neighborhood. We got to do something about the killings that's going on in America. And one of the things is that we have to get mental help for our young men that come back from Vietnam and Korea. We got to get mental help for our police department because it seems like they in the gang banging thing, like they shooting to kill innocent people. And it's something that white folks been shooting black folks ain't shooting white folks. So, and this is real, we talking about a racial thing. It's more white police kill black men than black police kill white folks. And this is for real. 500 black men has been killed in America by white police. Okay. In Baton Rouge, where Brother Sterling was killed, he was murdered right before our eyes. The mayor, which is black of Baton Rouge, he wouldn't even come to the funeral. That's going to show you our love for each other. And this is what we got to understand. What happened in St. Paul, Minnesota, this young man had a permit to carry a gun. And if the police had to check his record, when they checked it, they would show that this man is clean. You can't have a permit to carry a gun, you ain't clean. So it's racism, it's bias, and it's jealous. But in all of that, Reverend, we got to have peace in our community. Our women and children got to be safe. I don't think Donald Trump got the answer. I don't think, I don't even think the president got the answer. And President Obama is on his way out. He's a lame duck president. He need to call a countrywide meeting of law enforcement, ministers, judges, the people that make up the judicial system. Obama, on his way out, need to call for the chief.
He did that.
No, he didn't do it. The NBC did it. He didn't do it. NBC did it.
No, he had.
No, he didn't. He just was called there to talk. I'm talking about a real meeting. I'm talking a meeting where I'm talking a town hall meeting where SCLC, Push, Rainbow, everybody there, and I'm talking about all the police chiefs of America because they got a hit on black people. They saying shoot to kill, and it's happening before our eyes. Only the president, the only one, can call to stop. If the judges come, and if the chief of police come all over this country, the ministers come, and the community leaders come and sit down at the table, we can solve this problem before it be a race war. Because we're getting ready for a race war. And this is what's going to happen. And we can't afford a race war. And I want to say to you, in Mississippi, Arkansas, Louisiana, all over America, what's going on? The chickens have come home to roost. We done police all over the world. Now we got to police our people here in America. I'm giving it back to Dr. Baailey, Reverend Baailey.
No, I just wanted to say when we're talking about whether these things are going to stop, we see that it's still ongoing. I see where the judge down there in Maryland, just released one of the third ones here just a couple of days ago. Didn't find him guilty. Now I don't know what's going to happen with the last 2 or 3. what this judge said, but I agree with Brother Dozier when he said we need to elect politicians that that's going to be on our behalf. You know what I mean? And the system is broken. It's broken.
No justice, no peace.
When we got leaders in high places, and the Bible speaks of this too, spiritual wickedness in high places, and this is what this is. And as long as we got them up there, and until we got the, now here's the difference with us. We need to get off of my dad. I'm gonna try to clean this up as nice as I can. I don't want to say the word, but we need. My daddy used to call it your differential. We need to get up off of our differential and go and vote. And this is the only way we can get these guys. We got to get them out. And I said before, we got to get to the cause and not the results. We keep treating the results of everything that keeps
That's
happening,
right.
but we got to stop it before it
Get
starts.
to the council.
Come on. Come on. You get on there.
Come on.
Yeah,
Come on. Stand right here.
What's the brother's
Now, what's your
name?
name?
Willie.
Willie, come on, Willie. Where you from, Willie?
Chicago, low end.
Okay, tell us you on your. Okay.
You know, police also
Talk
killed
right
my,
there.
Police also killed my nephew, shot him down in the back. You know what I'm saying? And I did 25 years in penitentiary for somebody.
Okay. Well, where you went to 25 years for penitentiary? Did the system do you right? Did the courts do you right? Or did you do the crime?
Did they railroad?
No, I didn't do it. You know, but you know, like all my life since St. Charles, I've been going to penitentiary for somebody to do. You know what I'm saying? That was unjust. I remember back like about 57. When they had a police station over on Cottage Grove. You know,
Look right in the camera.
Garfield Park.
Look in the camera, brother. Look in the camera.
You know the old museum?
Yeah.
That used to be a police station.
Now, what you think about all this killing? Tell the people right here, cause
Well, the killing is outrageous.
what you think
Killing
about
is
it?
bogus. You know, but them kids killing kids. That's all it is.
What about the police shooting people?
It ain't making it no better.
They bogus. They ain't making no better.
Now, what's your
the way
name?
They shot that boy down.
Yeah. Now, what's your name?
Willie.
Willie. You're a native of Chicago. Or you from somewhere else? Okay. Thank you, Willie. That's Brother Willie. Thank you for that comment. That Brother Willie talking about what happened to him and those that were selling records. And what I want to say to the judges and the policemen, if you're a cop and you're a policeman, please don't hide. If your partner is doing wrong, please report him. Because of the killing of these innocent 5 police in Dallas and the 3 police in Baton Rouge, because you're hiding what your fellow police officer doing. And you can't hide that. If he's wrong, you got to bring him out. Now, this what happened in Baltimore. It's 5 police was indicted. State's attorney did a good job, which is a young black woman.
3 of them been released.
3 of them been released. So that what they saying, the man broke his own back and he died. The racist
Someone got to be held accountable.
Somebody got to be held accountable. The man didn't kill himself.
And the girl.
No, and the girl didn't kill. That's right. And all the shooting that's going on in America, the Justice Department you can't cover up the truth coming out. And I want to say to you, if you Baptist, whatever denomination you are, whatever thing that's going on, it's time for black and white to come together. Not only black being killed, Brother Dozier, they're killing white kids, brown kids. We have to come together. We got to register to vote. We got to get ready for the clergy. The clergy got to stand up, and beside the mega churches and the Rolls Royces and the airplanes, they got to come back to the neighborhood and try to heal the neighborhood. Half of the problem is the ministers is not doing their job.
Well,
And the other half problem is the courts are not doing their job. And the other part is the politicians, the mayors, the governors, the aldermen of these waters in Detroit, California, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, Alabama, Louisiana, all over, Indiana, Indianapolis. Half of the thing is the government that's letting this stuff go on. How did all the drugs get in America? Somebody let them in. How did all the guns, so many guns that a 13-year-old get AK-47, A 12-year-old can get a 357 Magnum and walk around and shoot himself. We got to deal with the laws and oozes and different stuff that's going on. Today, we're talking about peace. You can't have no peace if you don't deal with the cause and effect. And what we want to bring to you that's listening, try to go to your church, go to your block club, go to your pastor, go to your congressman, or even go to the president and say, we need a town hall meeting, and we need it now. We need to stop the killing and save the babies. Women and children, innocent people being killed on the street of New York. And police ain't doing all of it. And in Chicago, Detroit, California, because it's an influx of guns out in our community. It's an influx of dope in our community. It's a lack of jobs in our community. It's a lack of doctors in our community. It's a lack of veterans coming back home, can't get a medical condition. They're sleeping on the bridges. They have nowhere to sleep. You got people that are mentally ill. The Cook County Jail is the biggest jail in America. Half of Cook County Jail is people there because they're mentally ill.
That's right.
And it's very important that we got to deal with this problem. Start at the White House, start at the Republican and Democrats, and they got to speak to these issues. That's the only way we're gonna have peace in America.
And the
You
only
know
way,
what? Where is Reverend Jackson?
Reverend Jackson.
Reverend
You got quiet. Listen. Well, anyway, let me say this. Also, it's got to start with you, me, in the communities. Like I say, when we see something go down, we can't just run in the house and shut our doors and pull the shades down and close the curtains. We got to start witnessing and get these guys off the street.
Well,
because that's an influx too.
Okay,
You see what I'm talking about? Charity starts at home before it spreads abroad.
Okay.
And the only way we're going to clean up our communities, sometimes we have to get out there with the broom and clean it up ourselves.
Now, I want to say this.
And then we can hold our politicians and our leaders accountable and put their feet to the fire.
Okay.
Like they should be. Because as long as we let them go along and nobody say nothing, it gets worse and worse and worse.
Well,
and this is what it is. And this is where it done come to now. Now, the tiger done got out of control, and we can't even get him by the tail to put him in.
Black lives matter, but all lives matter. I want to say to many police friends I got, many judges I got, and I want to say to the Masons, the sororities and the colleges, all of them have to step up. Every sorority, the Eastern Star, y'all got to step up. Y'all can't stay here. You got to come out the closet and say, let's stop this. It's going to take everybody in America to stop this killing and murdering that's going on of our citizens. Citizen killing citizen. Maybe you're a law enforcement, but you're a citizen. Maybe I'm a citizen, another citizen. We got to stop it. We got to stop it at the core. And I know we're a great nation. We can stop this. And I want to say to you that's in church, I want to say, talk to your pastor, talk to the community, go to school. Kids being shot in college and school.